It's another special edition of Litter Media Live. I'm Dan Ramey, and in studio with me today, I have members of the Nathaniel Massie chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution, and they were not here back during the American Revolution. We want to make that clear. Teresa Reep on the far end here, and we have Mary Miller with us as well.
Hello.
Coming up in a moment, we'll talk about wreaths across America and some other issues that we'll share with you in just a bit. But first, these words from the Scioto Society.
Tecumseh. Fascinating. Captivating. Mesmerizing. Tecumseh.
The events portrayed on screen there for you occurred a few years after the American Revolution. But as we sit here today with DAR, we want to take a moment to first address the passing of Connie Meyer. Connie was a longtime friend of our radio program and here, as long as we've had an association with you ladies, I think, DAR as well. And our thoughts and concerns certainly with
Thank you so much.
With you all.
Thank you.
Yeah. We thought we might say a few words about Connie this morning.
Well, irreplaceable is the first word that comes to mind. Connie has been instrumental in our chapter for the last 10 years. She's had a key role there. I am presently the regent, but Connie has been my mentor through all of this. And I think I was thinking about this last night and how best describes her as loyal, compassionate, caring, and dedicated to the causes that she believes in. And what Connie always said to me is family first in DAR. So that being said, her greatest passion after that family was serving veterans in any way that she could. We do a lot for veterans. Mary is chairman of our Veterans Committee, and she does a lot. Connie had two programs that were very, very dear to her heart. The first was the Vietnam veterans, and we just celebrated the 50th anniversary of the end of the Vietnam War. And Connie gave out over 150 pins. She was the spearhead of that. We had ceremonies. We forged a partnership with the Vietnam Veterans Association here in Ross County. I can't tell you how many assemblies. Connie was always there to honor those Vietnam vets. And her greatest passion was Wreaths Across America. She took that over. When she took it over, the SAR and the DAR were kind of working together and had come up with a couple hundred a year that we were doing. But Connie jumped on it with a vengeance. This year, we're putting 1,200 wreaths at Green Lawn. On 1,200 on the 3,000 graves that are there in Green Lawn Cemetery. But Connie was so successful and wrapped her heart and her hands and her head around Wreaths Across America that last year she became the state Daughters of the American Revolution Wreaths Across America chair. So she had said this summer, we were talking, and she said, I want to do 3,000 in 2026. I want to take care of all of them. Connie couldn't talk about Wreaths Across America without becoming very emotional. And that dedication to serving veterans, that was her big project with us. But I don't care what we did. If just 2 weeks ago we were out cleaning the flower beds out near the Mace House in the memory memorial garden for the veterans. Connie was down there with a trowel, digging out weeds. At the same time, 2 years ago, we went we had the honor of going to Arlington National Cemetery. And 4 of us, Connie and I being 2 of the party, laid the wreath on the tomb of the unknown soldier there. Whatever we did, no matter how big or how small,
Connie was there.
we always knew Connie was going to be there. And she also, we were just talking about voices that carry, that's what I like to say, and soft-spoken people. Connie was very soft-spoken, but she, the influence, the hard work, what Connie gave to this community is really immeasurable, because she wasn't talking about it. She was quietly there, and she wasn't just quietly there with her heart and soul. She was quietly there with her checkbook, too.
And she was hands-on.
Hands-on all the time. She, I do want to mention that I don't think this gets talked about a whole lot, but I think this is real fitting to mention it at this point. Connie and with some other people in Chillicothe, but Connie has been there consistently since the day that the Carlisle building burned. Connie was one of the major supporters that kept that building from being demolished. And it wasn't just, she wasn't out there picketing. She was writing checks and supporting to keep that building. And look at it today, the hallmark of our downtown. And Adina and the Chester Group deserve tons of credit for doing that. But in the interim, there was a group of Chillicothe people, Connie being one of the leaders of that group, that kept that building alive for our downtown today. Her latest
That's what I was gonna say,
endeavor has been the Mary Worthington McComb House down on South Paint Street. I know it looks like it's falling down, but again, there's a very small group of people, Connie being a big player in that, that's keeping that building from destruction until the right people can come along and make it the historic key point that it needs to be for our community. And those are the quiet kinds of things that you didn't know about Connie, because someone else would take the lead, someone else would be here at Litter Media, somebody else was in the newspaper, but behind everything was Connie. And not just locally, she's been very active in the National Trust. I mean, she is the most giving, kindest, level-headed person I have ever met.
I think one of the things that you had not mentioned, it wasn't just DAR. She did
Right.
lots of other things in the community besides the restoration of the buildings. She was just very involved in the whole community and concerned about Chillicothe and making it better.
Right, she served on city council for 10 years. And again, she's not that bang your fist on the table, by God, this is the way it's going to be. Very quietly and sensibly making sound decisions. And she has mentored me. And like Mary said, there's the Genealogy Society, there's the Ross County Historical Society, Chillicothe Historic Chillicothe, Inc., the Restoration Foundation in Chillicothe, the DAR, the City Council, Wreaths across America. I mean, the National Trust. The list goes on and on and on of her giving spirit and her belief. She so believes in this country. She was a true patriot, truly a patriot.
She was our American eagle.
Yes.
When you think about it.
Yes, she really, that's a good way to put that, Dan. And I don't know if this is appropriate or not, but I'm going to say it. Last year, I was very seriously injured. And Connie, being a retired nurse, Connie Meyer mentally carried me when I couldn't walk on my own. She was there for me every minute, and many, many times said to me, you are going to get well. You are going to get well. Whatever it takes, You will be okay. And she was, but that's who she was. She was there for all of us, wasn't she?
Yes.
She's been there in any way she can be. And whether you're one of the widows that has dinner with her on Friday night, which we also do. I'm not a widow, but I get to go. But we have done that. Connie made sure that everybody got taken care of in a very quiet, I really don't need a ribbon for that kind of way.
One thing that I'd like to add is she wasn't a fussy person.
Oh, no.
That wanted all these accolades and everything.
No.
She just wanted to do the work.
Yeah.
This is why when we announced her passing that we said there was such a large void because of her absence. And so hopefully people that were tutored by her
Exactly.
in the patriotic things that she was involved with will pick up the mantle and carry on.
We're trying.
We can't replace her.
No.
But certainly we can carry her spirit.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we wanted to make sure we touched on the loss of Connie because of her true value to all of us here in this community. Wreaths Across America, as we mentioned, is one of her passions. You need volunteers, you need trucks, you need helpers to be able to do all this. But let's talk about what Wreaths Across America. Give us a background here, Mary, of where it came from and its importance at this time of the year.
Wreaths Across America started out in Maine, and there was a gentleman that had a greenhouse that had made wreaths and would sell them. But one year he had too many, and he didn't know what to do with them. And using his legislative people, he got permission to take them to Arlington because when he was a child, he went to visit Arlington, and he remembered the white tombstones and thought the wreaths would just look wonderful on that. Initially, it was just that small group. And then by the 2000s, it had spread across to the United States. Last year, they placed about 3 million wreaths. Wow. And from sea to shining sea. And they look beautiful on there. And more people are getting on board with helping with it and supporting it, and we appreciate that. The placing of the wreaths will be on December the 13th at 12 o'clock in the Green Lawn Cemetery, and we can always use help placing the wreaths there. I think you will feel the spirit of that. When we started out with DAR, we only had about 120, and we did the circle, soldier circle, and it was upsetting to all of us because we could only do like every third grave. So our goal was initially to find enough support to do everyone would get one, and we've been able to do that for the last couple of years. Community support has been good. Our Veterans Association and clubs have been extremely helpful in doing that. On the day of the 13th, if someone has a truck or a pickup truck, they can contact me or they can contact Teresa and let us know if you have a truck, because we have to haul them, the wreaths that we have, from AMVETS on Main Street over to Green Lawn. So it would be helpful. The more hands, the easier the job. They will be delivering those wreaths from Maine in the next week. But one of the things that I find very fascinating is companies donate their semi-trucks. The drivers all want to go to Arlington. They want to be able to take their truck to Arlington and deliver those. There's a lot of national sponsors, and DAR is one of the national sponsors for Wreaths Across America. As Teresa mentioned, one of the goals is for next year, we'd like to have 3,000 so that we can have a wreath on everybody in Green Lawn Cemetery, the veterans in Green Lawn Cemetery. We do the circle and we do the columbarium. I always say that wrong now, but we would like to do everyone in the cemetery. The wreaths are $17 a piece. Beth Montgomery, and I don't have her contact information, but
I do.
yeah, but she's the one that you send the money to, and we'd appreciate that. We're doing this year in honor of Connie, so if you want to support Connie and honor Connie's memory, please donate to Reeves.
Yeah, the family has, when we talked to the family, they knew about Connie's passion for Wreaths Across America, and that's what they have requested, that in lieu of flowers, that to make donations. We hope we have an opportunity. Like Mary said, we want to do 3,000 in 2026, because that was Connie's dream, and we want to make that come true for her. And in the past, Wreaths Across America has offered pay for one, get two. If you make a donation between December 15th and January 15th, that time frame. So they've done that in the past, but they don't really approve that until every year.
I think it's 1-to-1.
Yeah, you buy one and you get one.
Yeah.
You get two.
Yeah, you said you buy one, you get two.
Yeah. What we meant is if you pay $17, you get 2 wreaths.
Right.
Yeah. So
Buy one, you get one.
Yeah, you get double the wreaths for the same amount of money. So that's our goal, is to be able to take the donations that are made in Connie's memory and to be able to use that double deal on that, and to help us reach that 3,000 goal. So,
and these wreaths, they'll be placed December 13th, as you mentioned. And if you've ever driven Eastern Avenue and you've gone by Green Lawn Cemetery, you see right there at the corner where many of these white tombstones are. The wreaths are placed there. They currently have American flags there. The wreaths stay until spring?
They stay until the cemetery says they would like us to take them.
Okay.
And we have to go back in and pick them up. But it usually is spring or that the wreaths are dried up. Or,
because they begin to brown at some point in time, late February.
I want to encourage people to bring their children to place the wreaths. One thing that we have a little ceremony, and Bob Leach is going to be the speaker this year during that ceremony. And one of the things that we do when you take a wreath and you stand in front of a veteran's grave, you say that veteran's name out loud, because the name spoken aloud is a soul never forgotten. Right. So that's it's educational, it's moving, it's a wonderful experience for children. I have taken my grandchildren since they were toddlers and let them be a part of that. And it's just a good way to teach them.
I think it encourages patriotism.
Yes.
And I don't think we have enough of patriotism or supporting of our veterans. Some of the veterans that we place wreaths on do not have anyone and would not have anything on their graves at any time. So it's a good feeling for the kids and the patriotism about it.
Letting them understand that
yes,
that we have this country because there are people that have made huge sacrifices.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's a great day, even if it's raining and snowing and icy cold. When we get a bunch of volunteers out there, we can put those 1,200 wreaths down in 45 minutes. Last year, I mean, we were bang in and out and had it done. So we would encourage all of you.
So if you can help, show up.
Yeah.
But we'll have your phone numbers too, where they can reach out as well. So we may not have that information in our post here at this moment, but before you take off, we'll add that information. Okay. Get that in there.
And another thing that we always did, and today's going to be hard. We because Connie always went with us on the first Monday of each month. Mary organized this. Mary's our liaison to the VA hospital here. And on the first Monday of every month, we take cupcakes and sodas and ice cream, and we go out to the memory unit. And we try to have enough ladies go with us so that each veteran has someone to have a conversation with. And, they're in the memory unit. They talk a lot about their service, and we hear the same stories every month when we go. But there'll be probably 9. There's usually about 8 or 9 of us that show up, and Mary organizes that every month. And Connie was always there. Connie never missed. And
I think DAR also does lots of other things besides the birthday party. And this year, in addition to the birthday party, we have a large stocking that's stuffed full of different goodies for the guys. And in the past, we've had different gifts to give them. But they really enjoy and look forward to us coming there on a monthly basis.
And there are so many things that, unless you are involved with serving veterans, that you don't realize aren't met. Like one couple years ago, we were out there, and Mary said, this man just asked me for a decent pillow. And we said, what? A decent pillow? So then we started looking around, and before the day was done, Mary had gone to Sam's Club, bought 40 pillows, and delivered them back to the VA, because that's what DAR does.
And the other thing that the DAR, I can't think of the name of the program, but with community support, we were able to have a quilt for every veteran in our memory unit, a full-size quilt.
It's Quilts of Valor.
Quilts of Valor, thank you, I couldn't think of that. But they really enjoyed those because they would say, I don't really deserve this. And, we'd take it in and put it on their bed. Sometimes they just wanted you to fold it up and let them look at it. But that it's very touching. Little things mean a lot. You don't have to do as many things. But I'm going to add a little bit. I think this is a chuckle. I took all the pillows out there, and I was with some of the nurses, distributed them, and I left them out in the hallway, and they disappeared. And I thought, where did the pillows go? And the guys came running up and taking one and going back to their room with it, because they liked them.
They were really nice pillows.
Yeah, I just thought it was a chuckle, and that was fine, but I just didn't expect them to be so enthusiastic about getting a new pillow.
Last year we took 1,000 pairs of socks. Was it? We took 7 pairs of socks for every patient because we wanted them to have clean socks every day. And it's just, a lot of families are very attentive, and they're out there making sure they have what they need. But there's a lot of fellas that don't really see many visitors. And we're going to do our favorite thing later. We're going to Christmas carol. We go out and Christmas carol. And we do crafts with them. We do whatever they want us to do.
Last year, one of the other presents that we had, and it was requested from the VA, we bought everyone on the unit pajama pants because that's what they asked for. So we try to coordinate with them of what we're purchasing for our, I call them our guys.
Our guys, yeah.
Our guys.
Well, and these are fellows who spent their time in the military receiving government-issued socks and shoes and all the uniforms, the whole deal. And you had to keep that as long as you were in battle, and then get replacements when you could. It's nice to know that they can count on the DAR to help with those certain.
We also do a lot for the female veterans. Yeah. We have really ramped that up in the last couple of years, realizing that there are more and more. There are more and more women that need help. And
we had a spa day for the ladies there, and the Pickaway Ross beautician.
Cosmetology
school came out and did fingernails, did hair. They didn't do makeup, but anything you could think of. And they would sit down. We had food for the female veterans who were there. And the kids just sit and talked to them. We have some funny pictures for the girls. One girl was working on the lady's fingers, and the other one was working on her toes. So we have this picture of this lady with her feet up in the air and her hands. So those are kind of things.
You brought generations together.
Yes.
And that's key.
And we do, Pickaway Ross has a skills program, and they also have a class called Voices of Freedom. And those two groups are dedicated to veterans. I think that this is the coolest thing ever. this Voices for Freedom, they get an English credit, a high school English credit, and what they do in that class is they interview veterans, and they do it in the format that the Library of Congress requires, and then those veterans' interviews are delivered to Washington, D.C. Library of Congress, and they will be part of American history forever.
And the kids are the ones, they took a van full of the students that worked on that project to the Library of Congress so that they know where their work is going. And I think get that connection is very important too.
Absolutely.
And that's what we work hard to do. We want to make all those connections. We get really tired, but we have a wonderful group of people that we say, hey, we need this many, and they're there. Our people are there.
If anything, we can see that you continually need volunteers.
We do.
And I'm telling you, if you've been watching and you have picked up on some things along the way that's like, I could do that.
Sure.
Pick up the phone, give you a call, make an arrangement to become a volunteer.
Oh, yeah. And we meet
a member.
Yeah, we meet the first Wednesday of every month in the Fellowship Hall at the Presbyterian Church. And show up. We'll take care of you. We'd love for you to see.
They bring really good food, too.
So. Yeah, we do have great food.
One thing that I think everybody could be a part of, Veterans in Transition, Randy Post, he takes in clothing, and he has a clothing bank for the veterans. They also have furniture for veterans that are moving into an apartment, so that just anything that you would need. And he's very good at making sure that those things are distributed to the correct people. So if you have things, we can get you connected with him, and we do a lot of those things, taking them out.
The next time you're headed to Goodwill, go to the VA golf course instead. Not that there's anything wrong with Goodwill, I don't mean that, but these go directly to our Ross County veterans. And right now, there's a specific need for living room sofas, chairs, end tables, that kind of thing. And the part about Veterans in Transition that's different than making donations just to the VA has to have all new
items.
The Veterans in Transition, we don't want your junk. It's not a place to get rid of your trash. But if you have usable things, like
they have jeans, they have T-shirts, they have underwear, they have socks, they have shoes, they have winter coats. He also has a food bank. He told me when I was talking to him a couple days ago that he delivered more than 100 turkey dinners for Thanksgiving.
And go ahead, I'm sorry.
And we've helped him with that too at times.
And there's not a lot with the Veterans in Transition. There's not a lot of bureaucracy.
No.
The vet calls and he says, "Hey, I need this," and the Veterans in Transition are a 501c3, and they just can do it. They can help them with whatever they need.
No governmental red tape.
No red tape.
It just amazes me. Someone will call Randy could be Lancaster, could be Gallipolis, and he will just say, "Okay, I'll be there." And he puts a ramp in, a wheelchair, whatever.
This is, now, while we don't have the phone numbers in the post here, the link for your Facebook page is, so you can click on that and that will take you right to the DAR Facebook page, and all of your contact information is there, right?
Yes. And we're in the process of getting a website up. So that'll be helpful too.
And they've been very instrumental in helping us with the 250th anniversary of America. On our website, littermedia.com.
Yes. Well, Litter Media has been very helpful to us.
But they've done all the research. So when you go to our website, you'll be able to find that information there as well about particular patriots in our community, and that's continuing to expand.
Yes, we have. The thing about DAR is it's not just because my grandpa said so. We have documentation. We have proof that over 300 proven patriots are buried in Ross County because, we were part of the land grant after the Revolution. So we have physically located where we were able to go out and clean the tombstone, about 190 of those. And there are a lot of guys that are buried just on somebody's farm, and it's been lost. But you'll be hearing a lot more about America 250.
Another thing that Connie spearheaded was that we're going to have a monument with all of the veterans of the Revolutionary War on it. And that was something she was spearheaded. And I don't know if Teresa wants to talk some more about that.
Well, we were looking around at the monuments that are in Veterans Park, and then the Doughboy Monument up in the Bicentennial Park, and we thought, there's nothing here to the American Revolution. Yeah. So we went on the trail, and Connie was, we're going to do this. So we had dealt with Harding Memorial in Greenfield on a couple of other projects. They are wonderful, patriotic people. So we go over there. Connie, were you with us that first day? No, Connie and I went over there. I couldn't remember if you were there. And he was telling us, well, we got this and we got that. And well, we could do this and we could do that. And Connie and I were looking at this monument.
Mammoth.
7 foot tall, out this wide piece of granite. And I said, that's what we need. And he got the funniest look on his face, and he said, you know what? I won't quote numbers, but I can tell you that he sold it to us for 1/3 of what the original cost was. And he said, here's how I got it. A man bought it. Was going to have it put on his plots. And his wife saw it and said, no, you're not. So he had this huge piece of granite. So now we're the owners of that huge piece of granite. And Connie, and she was working with Judy Clymer. It was a ton of work. And I said, hey, this is great. So Connie took it and ran with it. And Connie wanted to do that on Labor Day of 2026. So it's going to be someplace. We don't know exactly where yet, but it's going to be someplace in the new park, in the park that's being renovated. Or
it will be within Chillicothe city limits.
Yes, it's going to be in Chillicothe city limits and someplace where lots of people see it.
Coming in September of 26.
Yes.
We like that.
We got a lot coming in 2026.
Yes. And I have a feeling we'll have them back on with us
I think.
for too long, too. So, well, thank you for your service, and thank you for your dedication to making sure these things are taken care of.
Just in the things that you do when you think about veterans, and just think about Connie. She's her spirit and that never-ending ability to give, I think is going to be felt in a lot of us now. We want to keep that alive. She was a very special person, and it's going to take a lot of us to fill her shoes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think Tecumseh said, many twigs together creates a great bond. And let's remember Connie in that fashion.
Thank you.
Ladies, thank you for coming in today.
Thank you.
And we will see you soon. And thank you also to, speaking of Tecumseh, Science Society sponsoring this edition of Litter Media Live. We'll see you soon.